Ride. Hey, Gail, I see you first. Did I really see Gail first? Gail actually came in first? Nah, that was February Moon. Yeah, it was February Moon's turn. How the hell you guys been? How's everybody doing? Gail, you came in second, okay? Just for your information, you came in second. Guys, as you come in, go ahead and share the program. Put it on your page and say I share, so I could big you up. Share it, put it on your page and say I share. As soon as you put it on your page and you say I share, I'll big you up. I promise. Shanti, how you doing? Shanti, Kelsey, how you doing? Pick up yourself. I see Mia John. Mia John, how you doing? You share the thing? Did you share the thing, Mia John? Guys, everybody got to watch the program today because it is super important. I'm looking distracted because I'm posting, I'm inviting, I'm sharing. Janelle Andrew, big up yourself. Thank you so much. We appreciate you as well. Welcome. 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 Who else we have? Philip William Sonny. Thank you so much for joining in. I see you. I share. Sharma, I see you. Christy, Chrislyn, I see you. Thank you so much. Guys, just say I share. Just share and say I share. I'm sharing as well. I'm sharing to everybody. Every freaking person seeing the program today. Trust me. Everybody seeing the program today. Every person seeing right along today. Kelly Francis, big up yourself. Thank you so much. Marlene Harris, thank you so much from Canada. Thank you so much. I see Herolyn Joseph. Thank you so much. Maggie, Herolyn, Ashanti. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The folks over on YouTube, big up yourself. Sylvia LR, thank you so much. Judy Francis. Maggie, I see you. I see everybody. Wow. Guys, the program today is an updated program. The program today is an update, right? The program, Rena, big up yourself. What are you doing? Judy Francis, big up yourself. The program today is an update. Now, about 2 months ago, we had this young lady on the program, and she shared a very unique story. A very, very unique story, different kind of story. Our previous guest came in, and Norika, and she shared a story of she being molested in the night by what we call dopey, zombie, you know? Somebody having sex with her in the night. She get up and she's seen physical traits, physical attributes of things actually happening. She couldn't understand what the hell was happening. I mean, you wouldn't understand what the hell was happening either. Imagine you go to sleep, good. You wake up, you feel like somebody had rough sex with you. It's hard to understand. A lot of you guys couldn't understand it either. I was at a loss. If you guys remember. Yeah, all of this stuff. Now she's back. Yeah, she's back to update us on what she's been going through after she left Ride Along. And you will be amazed. Yeah, you will be. I'm serious. You will be. You'll be amazed as to what happened. She's back, and you see her right there. Let me show you her. You see she's right there, and she is ready to share her story part 2. She's ready. But you happy to spring? Colleen, how you doing? Big up yourself. Before we bring on the guests, I gotta tell you guys this, right? So this week, guys, I had the worst possible thing that could ever happen to anyone, right? I lost my production bag that has everything in it. And I'm ashamed to say how I lost the damn bag, right? I'm ashamed to say how I lost the bag because you guys are really gonna laugh at me. It's really idiotic how I lost this damn bag. Anyway, I lost the bag. The bag has a lot of shit in it, a lot of stuff. I don't want to say what it had in it because, anyway, this bag had a lot of stuff in it. So I put posters all over the place. I put flyers all over the place to tell people that I need help to find the bag. And thank you guys for sharing the flyer all over and letting people, help me search for the bag. Ladies and gentlemen, as to date, I did not receive the bag. However, I've got a lot of leads about the bag. Someone called me from South Africa and said that they saw the bag in South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't understand how the bag got to South Africa in one day. But hey, we got a lead that the bag is in South Africa. So if you are watching us in South Africa and you see the bag, I show a picture of the bag, I want you guys to contact me because they see the bag in South Africa. I got a call from someone that said that they saw the identical bag in India. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how the bag got to India and South Africa or South Africa and India. I don't know. But I still don't have the bag. I still can't find the bag. Nevertheless, I'm asking anyone, if you see this bag, it has one of my business card in it. My business card is in the bag, and I'm giving a reward for anyone who safely bring back my bag for me, please. The people in South Africa or India, Pakistan, I think it might be a different bag. It probably looked like my bag, but it's not my bag because I don't know how we got there so fast. Kind of hard to believe. Yeah, I'll find money. I'll find money. So I think some people just play with my head. Yeah. But I'm looking at everything as credible for right now. All right, guys, let's start the program. I ain't gonna leave you guys hanging any much longer. Let's bring her in. Now, Norika came on the program. That's beautiful young lady that you're seeing right here. 2 weeks ago, it was 2 months ago, about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, sharing her very unique story as to what happened to her. And today she's back. Norika, hi. Welcome back. How the hell are you doing, my friend?
Hi, good night or good afternoon. First, I want to say thank everyone who have actually reached out and, give a phone number, some friend, even the one that introduced sorcery. I'm sure they had good intentions, but no to the sorcery. But thanks to everyone who actually reached out and offered some form of assistance. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Your story got so much attention. I got so much calls from all over from people who said, Junior, I have a similar story to tell. Before I heard your story, I thought that was the weirdest shit I ever heard. Seriously! Only to find out that there are so many people, a lot of viewers on the program that have something similar.
Yes.
And it is strange, it is funny, but it is really serious stuff.
It is serious stuff, but like I said, I didn't know that this was going on until I started having physical attacks.
Right. Let's go back a little bit because there may be some people who did not see your story the first time around. And they watch it for the first time and they'll be like, well, what are you talking about? So bring us back to speed. Let's go back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about, summarize it, put it in a nutshell for us. What have been happening to you before you came on the program about a month or so ago?
Okay. Before I came on the program, I literally was having a lot of dreams, a lot of sexual dreams. I ignored them, but then I started to have basically feeling like someone had intercourse with me, feeling like someone literally had a rough sex, I should put it then, because that's when I wake up, that's how I feel. So my private area felt ruined, felt like I had to stay in one position for at least 3 minutes to let it subside, to let that pain go away. Because it's literally pain. I was feeling literal pain.
And it wasn't passion. It wasn't passion sex. It was
No,
rough
no.
sex.
So in the dream, I will literally dream that I'm actually having intercourse with somebody. Doesn't they just give various faces, but they try to use faces that you're familiar with. In my case, it didn't matter. They just throw in a face, and I know that I'm having sex. But during that time, I will wake up after the intercourse is done. I will wake up, and when I wake up, then I recognize that my body's in pain. So that was happening before I came on the show, and
Right.
seeking help because I wanted to figure out what was happening and how to stop it.
Tell the people, tell the viewers again, um, what or who you saw in that dream that was penetrating you. What did that person look like?
It looked like a normal human being. Nothing in
Right.
the is going to show you any sign of any form of demon because they want you to have intercourse with them. So if they come to you looking like a snake or looking like something that you would not normally sleep with, you're going to reject it.
Right.
Right, you're going to reject it because all of this was it manifests from my dream, but because I didn't pay any attention, now they started to do a shift. It's like a shift shape. It
Right.
to take on the form of a human body because I was not acknowledging, I didn't know what was happening. So before now, I was totally blind to everything that was happening. I just thought this was normal and people just had wet dreams.
Hmm. You said something that was very interesting as well. The
Hmm.
last time of that face, that person that you somehow recall to be ex-boyfriend or
Yeah,
some kind of lover, previous lover.
because he was my fiance. He was currently in my life. So that was the last face that I've known, and that's the face that has been used mostly during the dream for sex. Then now and again,
Right.
be a face that I don't recognize. In my dream, I cannot stop myself from having sex. My body doesn't say, okay, I don't know this person, so I'm not going to sleep with this person. It just happens. But the thing is, once I wake up, that's when I recognize that it actually happened in real life. Even
But
though,
why couldn't you say no? Why couldn't you say I am not doing this? I don't want to have sex with this person. I no. Why
okay,
can't you say no?
what I have learned, what I have done my research on is that I am not a person of spiritual person then. So because I'm not spiritual, meaning I am off, I do things of the world. I have no form of godliness within me. So I cannot resist things in my dream. I cannot resist the things that they present to me. If they put food, I can't resist it because I have no fight in me. There is no fight. So if someone is in the dream trying to hurt me, the normal thing for me to do is run. I can run and that's fine. But when it comes to what I was dealing with, there was no running. It was happening in my sleep, and then also when I'm awake, it there's signs to show that something was done.
Right. You said something I want you to touch on. Give us a little more information on this. You said about you're not a godly person. You're
Mhm.
not a spiritual person. Talk to us about that. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, now I am in a different phase and a different mindset as to dealing with God in the spiritual world. Before, what I was trying to explain is I was a person that I don't drink and I don't smoke, but
Right.
if I would go to a party, I would probably just meet someone, having a course with them. It doesn't matter if they are going to get married to me or not. I would masturbate. It doesn't matter to me if I masturbate or not. I would speak to guys on the phone even if I know I'm not trying to have any form of relationship with them. It doesn't matter to me as long as the lust is there, the connection is there, we have a relationship. If it don't work, it don't work. So that's a form of not being spiritual. So I am not. trying to do the things that God wants us to do, which is to find a partner and settle down and be married. So in my other, well, I would say my other life, that's the things I was really doing. I was just doing me.
Yeah. Some Mastra ask a question here. Apart from the rough up lovemaking, apart from the rough up and all of these things, was it enjoyable?
No, it is not. So what is okay? It's not enjoyable, but what is really happening is they'll have your body at lust. So
Right.
you will wake in the morning and feel as if you need to masturbate. That's where they will put you to that edge. So in my case, I did have both. I would wake up feeling like I need to go masturbate. I would wake up feeling like someone has just findle or fuddle or play with me down there. That's how I would
Right.
feel. So if it's not the actual sex, then this is the next step to the situation.
So why? Okay, and that's questions that we had after the program last week, the last month as well. What's the
Hmm.
difference with that and just having thoughts, a dream? It
Yeah.
was a it was a horny dream. We all have that.
So that's what I was trying to say to you. So if that was the case and that was what was really happening to me, I probably would not take notice of anything. I would just call it a wet dream. I would just call.
Right.
But when you're actually waking up in pain, that's a whole different ball game. You don't want to. You're not enjoying that. That's not something that you're waking up and say, "Oh, I felt like I literally had sex and it felt good." There's no enjoyment. They're not coming to have sex for you to enjoy.
Right. Here is another. Someone chimed in and they said, "Well, that could be understandable. What happened? The
Hmm.
girl was sleeping, and she's very horny at night, and just like how people sleepwalk, she sleep touch herself."
No, I promise you, no. Mm-mm. Nothing of that nature. No one just get up at night and just touch themselves without their knowledge. That's not,
Right.
no. So
Right. So that is not what happened.
that
No
does.
slip touching.
I've had a partner before, and
Right.
they would have tell me if this was the case. So no.
Right.
So this
Okay.
spiritual. It's very spiritual. It's not something that you're imagining or trying to do to yourself. It's something spiritual.
Right. Okay. After the program, people as well, they had questions. When you said that the you had a problem because you're a beautiful young lady, by the way,
Thank
right? You're very beautiful, and you're a nice person to talk to, and all of that, all of those things. But one of the things that caught people's attention is when you said that with all that you do and all that you have, and you have your own, how you have your own things, it's
you.
hard for you to find a good partner. Why is that?
So, based on my research and all the things that I've gathered doing, because even though this is happening, I have to research, I have to find out why is this there. And a part of it is in the spiritual world, I am married to a spirit. This is not something that God wants. He doesn't want you to be married to a spirit. You're supposed to be married to a physical person,
But
someone
how
that
do you know? How do you know that that's what God wants? How do you know that?
it's in the Bible.
Okay.
It's in the Bible. Yes.
But they
Because
also say God don't make mistakes. So if you are the person that you are, if you say that you're promiscuous and you're having sex with people and you're flirting with people, and why don't you think that that's what God wants you to be? Why would he, if he wanted you to be anything else, he would have made you that anything else person?
oh no, no. Because it's easy to do wrong than to do right. It's easy to walk the shortcut road than to
Right.
go straight way.
Okay.
Yeah, to do that. So it's not like I just stayed home and I don't want a husband for myself. It's not like that. It's been an ongoing cycle. It's been an ongoing dating. It's been an ongoing recognizing people just playing with your feelings. It's been ongoing. But the reason why it's been ongoing like that is because there's actually an entity within me or within my life that's preventing a partner or someone that God has designed for me to come and to actually get married to. It's impossible for them because once they come along, they start to reject. They start to feel a form of rejection. There's something within that they don't like, you know? But when
Right.
you don't know anything about them until you actually start to get to know them, then you will start knowing, okay, I like this about the person or I don't like this about the person.
Right.
Know
Let me
them.
update everyone. Hold, let me update everyone that you had some, you were saying something?
No, I was just it's okay.
Yeah. Let me update everyone who just started to watch this. We're speaking here with Naraka, right? She's been on the program before. If you guys watching it, be like, that story sound familiar. Yeah, it sounds familiar because she was on the program about a month or so ago, right? We brought her back because there are some updates, and we were going to get to the update, but we had to go back and really explain for some of the people who didn't see the first program, or some of the people who get caught halfway in the last program and they want to know what happened. So we had to go back a little bit and understand who Naraka is. Um, Naraka, someone asked me to ask you that question as well.
Mm-hmm.
Were you at any point in like in the early stage of your life like promiscuous, like willingly promiscuous, like this is what you like? Was that your life? Was it something that you did?
No, and I would say because these things doesn't enter your life in a one routine way, because if that was the case then everybody would probably have an attachment. It comes in various ways.
Right.
So I can't say for sure it's because I had um, a more exotic way before now that this is the way they came in. I can't say for sure how it entered.
Yeah.
And say because of my style then, because I wouldn't say I had a bad lifestyle, or I just knew it was not right with God. It was just not.
Right. 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 All right. So let's come up to the point where you came in on the program and we spoke on the program. During the program, how you felt? How well, what you thought about the conversation? What you thought about just sharing your story about all of these very personal things?
First of all, I know people's gonna think that she's nuts.
Yeah, a
There's
lot of some people think you're nuts, but that doesn't that's just everybody have a bit of crazy. And I'm crazy too.
but you see, until you go through what I go through, then you'll have a different cup of tea to drink.
Yeah.
Um, for the thing is, I was grateful to be able to share. I was a bit nervous, but I was grateful to share my story. And then the thing is, I went and I looked up and see if if I was the only one going through this, and then I recognized there was a lot of people going through it, not just me. But
Yeah.
you really go do a research on something like this if it doesn't really affect you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
February Moon have, in a very colloquial way, I'll read it. She says, and again, I'm looking at it this way, and I'm looking at it this way. She say, "Axa, do you do obia? Do she or your family, or are you tied up? Do you have any affiliation with any of these things?"
Okay, so no, I don't do any form of obi or any form of voodoo. I am not a witch or a wizard or anything of that sort. As for my family, I've grown to know them as good church folks, but I don't know if they're, because once someone is doing that, it's not something that they do in the light. So my family, in the eyes of my growing up, they are all people that goes to church. I don't know of any one of them dealing with any sorts of voodoo as to my,
Right.
but I
And
know.
what a lot of people seem to understand, what seems to want to alert to is like, yeah, she brought it onto herself. This type of thing you bring onto yourself, and I don't know who would
Yes, you
willingly ask for.
don't willingly ask for it, but yes, you can bring it on. Just like I said, I was living the life that was not pleasing to God, so the
Mhm.
come in and take control.
Like someone posted and they said, um, yeah, man she want. She just doing that because she want attention. You know, I'm sure you get this, and you got this way after you finished chatting with me the first time, and people posting and people saying stuff. But that is to you, it's this. This is your life. This is how you've been living. You're sharing the story so that you could help others.
Yes. So money is not hard to get. They will come and they will go. I just need one to stay. So if it's man I want, then it I have them plenty on Facebook. I have them plenty on Instagram. I can just say, hey, a man is not gonna say no to a woman if they calling up say it's not it's
Right.
just you know, it's not like
Yeah.
I'm confused by need something meaningful.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. Before we get the update, I want to open the phone lines really quick. Again, guys. So if you have a quick question for Narek, I want you guys to call in. The number is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. And it's so funny because after I finished the program, you guys wouldn't believe how much people that messaged me and said, Junior, I have something similar. This thing is real. So I know there's a lot of people out there that's conflicted by or understand exactly what she's saying because they have first-hand front row seat to what she's talking about. So I know a lot of people could relate. All right. I know a lot of people out there as well. I'm watching some of the comments and people saying, "Yo, this is crazy. This don't happen. This is not really happening. She's just making stuff up." Um, I could at least attest to the fact that she's very consistent and she's very knowledgeable of her direction in life. And I don't think that someone would just want to come and make stuff up and make stuff up. We've been checking up on her. She's been speaking to so many people, one of which is the pastor that we're going to talk about briefly, who contacted her, and other people who contacted her as well. So it's not a made up story. This is her life, and this is what she's going through right now. All right, so let's open up the phone lines if you want to talk to her really quickly. The number is 718-701-5720. You're watching Right Along Live. We're talking here to Nareka, and we're finding out about what's happening in her life. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get all the updates. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Kristen Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.
All right, guys, we're back again with Nareka, and she's joining us here to tell us the update in her story. She spoke to us about a month ago, and she shared a very personal, intimate story as to what's happened to her, what's been happening to her for a very long time. Now, one thing that happened when she was on the program the last time is that we got a call from a pastor. And the pastor, Pastor Fleming, was also a guest on the program 2 weeks ago, right? So basically, we connected Pastor Fleming and Nareka so they could talk a little bit. Tell us what happened after the program, immediately after the program, Nareka.
So me and the pastor, we literally talked. I have received some numbers from a couple of people, and I've also received emails of basically prayers that I need to say and to be able to deliver myself. And that's the routine that I have been doing ever since I've came off the show. I have been doing a routine prayer. I'm trying to deliver myself. So it's like I am doing my own self deliverance because I have traveled to Atlanta. I traveled to New York, and all of these traveling was just to see a pastor for deliverance. And I felt like nothing really clicked, nothing happened. It was just traveling to places and not being delivered. So I had to do a self deliverance.
So you basically, and again, Tiny said something that's very, 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 very powerful, and I want to echo it a bit.
Yeah.
She's saying that this is one of the reasons why people don't want to share their stories, because sometimes when they come and they share their story, sometimes it's a very personal, intimate story to help others, so to empower the community. People always have something negative to say, or people always thinking they're doing it for some kind of shady reason or some fame or the other. When really and truly, this is what's happening to them. They can't understand. They can't. They need to talk about it, and that's what she did. All right. So I agree with Tiny. Um, you have to give people an opportunity to share their story. Otherwise, when something happened to you or you or you or you or whoever it is, same old people ain't gonna believe you, and you gonna be bawling out your eyes. Say, yeah, why doesn't anybody believe me? Because look, people always have this negative thing about everyone sharing their story. Hence the reason why we say on Ride Along, everyone have a story to tell. Everyone have a story to tell. And we want to hear everybody's story. We're not judgmental to anybody's story. I would sit in this very said chair right here and I would listen to your story. I may have questions about what you're saying. I don't negate, I don't put down, I don't judge, and so should you. All right. So that's not what we're here for, to put down anybody when they share their story. No judgment zone right here. All right. You have also spent a lot of your own personal money to try to get rid of or try to understand this thing, right?
Yes.
Tell us how some of the things that you've been doing, just trying to understand, just trying to get this away from you because you don't want this. Tell us some of the things that you've been doing even before you came on the program and after.
Before I came on the program, I seek a pastor. He was on my Facebook page, and he was basically speaking about witchcraft workers and people who are in bondage. And I felt that I should have reached out to him. And while I reached out to him and I was telling him my situation, he directly told me exactly what was happening to me. So from then, I basically talked with him. He prayed for me. And since he prayed for me, I felt delivered until within about 2 months, I started feeling the same thing coming on. And during this time, I have not been seeing anybody. I've been just doing my routine by just praying and fasting. After that, I traveled to New York. I went to see another pastor because he's like a prophet. He can read you up and stuff like that. But when I got there, he knew that I was a dreamer, but he couldn't recognize anything else that was happening to me. He's
Mm-hmm.
some form of deliverance on me. Flew all the way to Atlanta, met someone else who said, yeah, he knows my situation, and my situation was like a generational curse. Asked him to explain what that meant. He said, like, someone in my family is probably serving other gods, and put or calling up all the family members to this altar, whether or not we know. That's what's been happening. So he said my situation is a generational curse and I have to break the generational curse. How you do that, you have to be praying and calling out the things, that the pattern in your family. So for example, if you notice your family is a family of women, I'll just use women. A family of women, all of them have kids, but ain't nobody staying with them. So that's a pattern that you got to break. You have to break that pattern because
Hold on 1 second, Narika. Hold on 1 second. Your internet is kind of messing up a bit. I didn't hear what you just said.
okay.
Your internet just went kind of fuzzy there.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what I was explaining is the pastor said that the situation that I had was a ancestral situation, meaning someone in the family is serving another god, meaning they're doing obia work, but they're initiating the whole family, or they have went there to gain money, meaning they went to the obia man, asked the obia man, look, I want to be rich, and the obia man said, okay, what would you give in return? they'll just say, look, just whatever. And the open man will say, fine, we'll initiate your family, meaning your generation after. The person that may be doing this is probably dead years ago, but they initiate the
Right.
family. So now there's
Right.
going to be a pattern in the family. The pattern may be everybody in the family is broke. Everybody just broke. Nobody can get a job. It's going to be patterns. So you will recognize these patterns in your family. So he's saying, this is the pattern I have to break. If I recognize that my family is a family that they always been divorced, or they just angry, or they just a thief and everybody just been locked up, he said you have to recognize the pattern. So I recognize a few patterns on my father's side of the family, because that's what I'm mostly I am mostly with my father's side of the family. So I recognize some of the patterns. Then while I go to pray, I would
Right.
start in God to break those covenants. So I would say, Father God, please break the covenant or remove any altars that had my family on it, such as an altar of poverty, an altar of lust, an altar of deceitful people, liars, anything that I see the traits, even within myself. If I see a trait within myself, because you know what you're capable of, you know the things that you do on a day to day, you know if you're a person that steals, you know if you're a person that is just a lustful person, you will know these things. So these are the
Right.
things that I would pray on. After dealing with that pastor, he was more interested in, it's like, I'm going to tell you that, hey, I'm sick. And it's like going there to tell you I'm sick, and you looking at me and saying, okay, what did you come here for? And it's like, I came here because my leg is hurt. But then you would look at him and say, oh, your leg is hurt. It's just like a conflict with me and him. So when I went there, put it this way, when I went there, he know exactly what I'm coming there for. But still
Right.
asking the question, why a beautiful lady like you is not married? That's the reason why I'm coming to you.
Oh.
So I recognize he had a whole different situation going on. So he
Hold up. So did the pastor make a pass at you?
so he's making a pass at me, basically. So right away, I already knew I wasn't going to get delivered by him, because he has a whole nother situation going on that he has to deal with.
And let me just put a disclaimer here. The pastor that you're talking about is not the same pastor that called on the
Oh,
program.
no,
It's a different person.
it's a total,
Right. So I just want, right. So
total different.
different person. All right. We don't want to make that clear.
Yeah.
The pastor
Mm-hmm.
understood what
Understood.
you was going through,
Yes.
and you had a duppy, a zombie who
Mm.
was having spiritual sex with you. He understood that what you was coming there for, and he's making a pass at you as he want to replace the zombie. He want to be in your bed physically, essentially.
Exactly. So
Interesting.
that's what led me now to say, okay, if this is what I'm going to have to go through for deliverance, I probably need to just do it on my own, because I'm spending money to travel to these places because I am so scared. I live alone. So having stuff like that, you will go crazy if you don't, control your thoughts and yourself. So I figured speaking to these pastors, going to them for help, they should be able to help. But instead, one is asking you for money, one is telling you some form of nonsense, one is trying to get you to come into bed with them. It's just too much conflict. So I said, you know what, it's best if I stay home and just do a self-deliverance. So that's what I've been on. And some of the people that reach out to me from your program, they have given me some things to read, which is very helpful. It's just to kind of have a shield over you at night when you go to sleep. And thus far, it's been very effective. It's been very, very effective.
This is nuts. I'm still stuck on understanding that people still don't take your situation seriously. It's like going to the doctor. It's like going to the gynecologist, and the gynecologist want to have sex with you.
Right.
It's like going to the doctor. It's like, so do you think that a lot of people that are self-proclaimed prophet or prophetess or whatever they claim to be, do you think that they are just using that as a mantra to get money or to solicit sex or just to line their own pocket? Do you think that is like a game to them? What do you think?
Because I have the first-hand experience, yes, it is. There's no doubt about it. Half the time, it's all about money. It's always bring your offering, or before they do the deliverance on you, they will ask you for the offering. And it's nowhere in the Bible that if you're going to do a deliverance on someone, you have to pay them. That means you're doing sorcery. You're not doing the work of God. Nothing in the Bible says that you're supposed to
Hmm.
charge somebody for deliverance. So going
Hmm.
makes me want to stop. So this is a reason for me to stop. So the fact that I'm doing a self deliverance on myself, it's a slow process. It's a very slow process because I'm trying to get into every nook and cranny, every spot that I think that I may have had an open door, anywhere I think I made, didn't mention. I have to mention these things, even if it's the worst thing, even if it's something, if it's abortion, if it's having sex with another female, you have to mention these things as you're doing your deliverance, because you don't know which loophole this demon came from. So you have to.
When you say mention it, like I didn't get that part. You have to like just say it.
Yes, you have to say it out. You have to say, Father God, if I had sex with such and such, I break this, I break the attachment from me and such. If I had any form of lust towards my teacher, towards anybody, you just got to mention stuff that you know or in your heart that you felt you did, and you felt this may be the door. You're not sure what door that thing came through, but you put everything that you know you did in your past up front. It's like you're confessing your sins. You cannot leave anything out because you don't know where this thing came from. Even if your parents was abusive to you, you have to bring that to the table. You have to pray, put these things out there, and then you can't just do it one night and said, okay, I think God will take care of it. This got to be an ongoing process, an ongoing praying, fasting, singing. You got to be humble within your spirit. You have to stop doing the things that you used to do. So that's what I have to do. That's what I've been doing. Some people, it may not take them that long, but mine is a thing from since I was a child. So this thing is sitting there, it's been there, this is its home. It's not planning to leave. So you have to make it uncomfortable. Meaning you have to stop doing the things that you used to do that used to make that demon feel as if it had control over you. So once you switch the gear, then you will find yourself being more humble in your spirit. You feel like God is with you. You feel a sense of peace. Because I used to walk in my house and I used to feel fearful. God did not give
Right.
the spirit of fear. So once I walk in my house, I know there is a spirit in my house. So I used to stand and I used to be so afraid to the point where I used to think, okay, I probably need to go back outside and sleep in my car. That's how fearful I was of my own home. And I had to go on my knees and I started praying and I asked God, not like, I bought this house and nothing is going to allow me to stay outside in my car. So I had to,
Right.
these are some of the things that I had to bring forth in order to deliver myself, because the deliverance is not like you just pray today and it's gone tomorrow. It's a sense of, it's an ongoing. You have to do it continuously. You have to give yourself to God fully. You can't give him half. I can't be here praying and then tomorrow I'm going to have sex with John. That's not going, that's not deliverance. You're not delivering yourself.
So your life
Mm-hmm.
after all of this is like you living a life as a nun, in
As a
other words.
yes, yes.
You're not having sex. You
No,
mentioned you don't even masturbate or anything of that
you
sort.
cut
You
off
are just you are just doing nothing.
basically. And I have to do that because this thing has been in my life for years, not just 2 weeks, years. And because it's been there, it may seem funny to a lot of people like, okay, so what you think praying is gonna evict it? Yes, it will. If and not praying, you yourself have to commit not to do these acts because these are the things that entice it. So while I'm doing my deliverance, for example, I will still wake up feeling as a sensation as if I still need to masturbate. So the trick to that is you do not follow up with that. You do not go and go say, "Oh, I just need to release myself." You don't do that.
Well, okay. I have a ignorant question.
Okay.
What is so sinful about masturbation?
Okay. It's as if you're on the phone with someone, right?
Right.
You're not seeing them, they're not seeing you, and y'all just sitting there closing your eyes, imagining, just imagining that y'all, both of you are together. It's a sense of bringing forth a spirit. You don't have to even touch yourself, or a man don't have to touch himself to imagine a woman, to actually have a woman in front of him. He can just imagine and he would have a erection, put it that way. I don't know if that make any form of sense. So I don't have to have a literal man around me for the spirit to say, okay, I'm going to use this man to make this happen. They do it for themselves. So this was what I've been going. A lot of people just masturbate because their body tells them. Half the time I masturbate, I don't feel any form of sensation like, yeah, I just hit the spot. It wasn't anything like that for me. It was like it has to be done. It wasn't like, okay, oh, I'm in the mood, or it just felt like it had to be done. So I used to just work with whatever happened and I just get it done, but then I would just feel useless. Like it was not right, but I had to do it. But now that I'm in control of everything, I don't allow it to take control of my feelings anymore, or decide when I should have sex or when I shouldn't, because that was what was taking place before. It was a
Yeah.
sense of control.
All right. I'm going to open up the phone lines again
Mhm.
because I want to get to the point where, as of now, as of what's been happening now, and how things have really changed for you just by the new things that you've been doing. But we're going to get to that shortly. So let's try to open up the phone lines. If you have a question, I want you to call in right now. Again, the number is 718-701-5720. Excuse me, 718-701-5720. We urge you guys to call and ask your question. Don't be keyboard bandits and just having things saying there. Call us, 718-701-5720. 718-701-5720. That's our number. Inspector saying that masturbation is very important. Oh Lord, they do it all the time. Boy, only Specky. Specky, wait for Wednesday. Wednesday we have that kind of program, right? You could come and talk about all your sinfulness. Anyway, 718-701-5720 is our number. If you have a question, if you've seen anything, or if you go into anything like this and you want to put your voice on the record, or you have a question that you want to ask, this is your last opportunity to do so. Again, the phone lines are open. This is my number, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. All right, let's go down that lane right now. You left the program, you spoke to the pastor, you guys didn't, he followed up with you, which was very cool because he came on the program afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
From since you left right along,
Mm-hmm.
and from since you know, all of these things, what has been happening? How has life been?
Well, life has been normal or the same. Um, like I said, I don't date anybody. I don't try to involve anybody into my life because it's not a time for um trying to date. Put it that way. It's more of a time of healing. I'm trying to get healed. I'm trying to recognize what is happening to me. I've been doing my research. Like I said, I've been praying, and so for the most part, my attacks have been cut down. So now I probably have an attack once a month. Um, I don't have any encounters such as I don't wake up feeling like someone had just had sex with me. I don't have that anymore. So that's just very, very good for me, because that was very painful before, and it was just not something that I was used to. So that part is already gone through the door. Now, for the people that saying this masturbation is good, if I should probably go back to my regular life and start masturbating and say, oh, to hell with this, then I'm probably gonna end up back in the same pit that I was before. So for them, it's okay for them. They ain't have to deal with what I have to deal with, but I know what I'm dealing with. So I cannot just say, okay, ignore and just can't. I can't live my life with any form of spirit trying to have intercourse with me. It's not normal, and I will not accept it. So my life it's been pretty okay. I can say I've been sleeping very well now, because I've been really covering myself under God's armor, and thus far I'm at a better place than I was before. So I can say that much. Hmm.
That is awesome. That's
Yes.
amazing. I kind of feel that you had a ride along deliverance.
Oh yes. Yes.
I delivered you.
Yes. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Yes. Mhm.
Wow. No attacks from
Yeah.
since you left.
No.
Been sleeping pretty well,
Oh yeah.
and things have been on the up and up.
Yes. Yes. And I have been keep prayed up. I have keep praying up because I've never dealt with this. So if someone should have tell me about this before, I probably look at them like they probably going nuts. But
Yeah.
because I have to have, I have the first hand experience, and I've been dealing, like I said, I never knew anything about these things. I know their spirits exist and such, but I didn't have to deal with it. I had one that held me down, when I was younger, and I told my father about it. That was it. That was my only encounter. But now I'm older, I'm supposed to be getting married, settling down. None of that is happening. None of that is happening. And I was, in the back of my mind before all this happened, I was wondering why is it my other peers are getting married, having kids, settling down, and I'm the only one here, as if I have some form of disability where nobody kind of want to look at me. Nothing of that nature is happening to me, but for some reason everybody that comes just not ready to settle. Hmm.
That's the next thing that we could help you with. I mean, the next time you come on the program, we're gonna have a dating show, maybe. Because I mean, I am so astonished by your deliverance.
Yes.
That I think that we should do a second deliverance and see how we could get you someone out there that, when you're ready, though, when you're ready,
Yeah.
because you probably have a lot of work to do still. But I am happy that since you left the program one
Yeah.
month or so ago, with
Yes.
all the everything that was said during and after, there have
Mm.
been no attacks. You're sleeping well. This
Yeah.
is great news. This is awesome, and
Hmm.
I'm very, very happy for you.
I
I'm
am.
very, very happy to hear that.
I am too, and I appreciate all the help because people did reach out, and I really appreciate the help. Hmm.
What is the journey going forward like? I mean, of course, you can't leave your life in a cocoon, like just in that way of so protective. What's
Hmm.
your timeline before you could get back into some kind of normalcy, a normal way of living?
So the thing is, you will know once you've been fully delivered because I've been praying and I've been asking God to show me signs and stuff like that because no, you're not going to live your life like this for the rest of your life. You want to be able, and that's the purpose, that's the reason why I'm doing this deliverance, so that I can move forward and enjoy life because I was not enjoying life before. So I cannot say to you, okay, this is going to last for the next 2 3 months. It is up until I feel like I am fully delivered.
Right.
I will know that. I will know when I'm fully delivered. So for right now, because of all this extra stuff that I have to be dealing with, all this ancestral stuff, And because people do obia, they don't know that it affect the generation after. They just feel, oh,
Right.
I'm doing it now for now, but no, it affects. So I have to break all these things. So once all of that is done, and I'm sure this is not going to take long, because like I said, I have been sleeping very well, so I know my deliverance is really near. It's just that there's some hiccups here and there, and I have to clear them, but I know with God's help I'll be free, and I'll be able to indulge in the world, and just to do the things which is right. I can't go back to my old ways. I don't promise anybody I'm going back to my old ways, because and I like the new way. I like the way I'm living right now. It makes me humble, and I feel at peace within myself. And that's something I never had before. So for me to have that, and I live by myself, just me and my cat, I feel at peace. Like I said, I used to step in my house and I used to feel like there was a present that just want me to go back in my car to sleep, you know? And I have gotten rid of all of that energy, and I just have a peaceful energy now. So I'm looking forward for a better life, and to meet somebody who will be meaningful to me, and that I will be meaningful to them, and somebody that who loves God. Not someone just want to live and just want to party and smoke and do all this negative stuff, because those are the things that I have to stay away from, because it will draw you back. Like I said, it's easy to do the wrong than to do the right thing.
Mhm. Yeah. So you will be, and for the guys and them that's out there and looking, you have to fit that criteria. Uh, People already messaging me and say, "Give me her number. I need to speak with her." You have to be. She wants someone who's God fearing. All right,
Right.
guys, go to church. Make sure you guys are a part of that. Okay, if you're going to party too much, hey, no for you. I'm the security guard, so I have the number. And when she's ready, she's gonna tell me, Junior, I'm ready, and we're gonna find somebody really good for her, really good for her. All right, listen, Narika, it's
Yes.
a pleasure chatting with you. You're coming back on the program and sharing your updates, and we're happy that things are going well. We're happy that things are going better. I'm very,
Oh,
very happy for that.
thank you.
What do you say to people now that's watching? They silent, but they going through stuff.
Hmm.
Um, what do you say to them? How could they deal with it? How could they help themselves? What is your word? What is your message to them?
All right. First of all, if you're going through something like what I am going through, the best thing to do is seek deliverance. But if you cannot seek deliverance, you don't have the means or the funds to be all over the place, running to pastor to pastor. It's best if you grab your Bible, look up specific verses that is relating to your situation, and then you ask God to break any form of negative thing that surrounds your life. He will break it. He will come through for you. But you can't just go in and expect God is going to break it for you to go back tomorrow to do the same thing that you're asking God to break now. You have to give your complete life to Him. You have to put forth all your energy, just like I am doing now, giving God everything that I never used to give. And if you do that, you're guaranteed to win. You're guaranteed to win, but you cannot go in half and half and expect, okay, by the time I'm delivered, I'm just going back to my regular. I just wanted to get rid of this demon. It's as if you just let out one passenger out of your taxi, then you picking up another one. You don't want that. You just letting out everybody. So once you get rid of everyone out the car, you and your car now is just going on a straight road. You're not stopping to pick up anybody, because you don't know who you're picking up. Because I didn't
Right,
know who I was picking up, but now they manifest and let me know who they is. So
right,
it is best just to do the right thing. You don't keep nobody's husband. Don't cheat with be no side piece for anybody. Everybody's better than that. You know, just just do your thing the right way. You can't go around and come around, because we are all unhappy once we do things wrong. We all feel it within ourselves. We know within ourselves this is wrong. So it is just best to just do the right thing. And
do
that's
the right thing. Do the right thing. That
just
should be. It's gonna be the mantra. Do the right thing. You hear that, Specky? Oh, you do the right thing. Narika, it
yes.
was a pleasure.
It was a
I'll
pleasure.
keep I'll keep everyone updated with your progress again. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good
All
night.
right.
Bye.